The $1 bill. The most common piece of money on Earth. Nearly 1 in every 3 bills the U.S. prints is a single. George Washington has been on the front since 1963, and the design has barely changed since. Flip it over and it gets stranger. An unfinished pyramid, a floating eye, and the words Novus Ordo Seclorum, a new order of the ages. It's the only bill still carrying a design that old, untouched, while every other note was redrawn for security. And of the 8 bills we're covering, one is the bill nearly every American swears is rare. It isn't. We'll get to it. But first, the $2 bill. Here it is, the one you were promised. Ask almost anyone and they'll tell you the $2 bill is rare, valuable, maybe even out of print. All 3 are wrong. The U.S. still prints them. There are well over 1 billion in circulation right now, and the vast majority are worth exactly $2. So, why the myth? For most of the 20th century, the Treasury barely made them. People so rarely saw one that when they did, they assumed it was special and tucked it in a drawer instead of spending it. That habit fed itself. The less they circulated, the rarer they seemed, the more people hoarded them. A rumor built entirely on its own reflection. Thomas Jefferson has been on the front since 1869, but the back is the real showpiece, a reproduction of John Trumbull's painting of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. Look closely, and there's a quiet oddity. The engraving trimmed the scene, cutting several of the founding figures out of the frame entirely. There is one exception to the just $2 rule. A small number of older notes, certain 1890s and pre-1928 large-size 2s, can be worth hundreds, sometimes thousands. But the one in your wallet? $2. The $5 bill. Abraham Lincoln on the front since 1914, and unlike Washington's dollar, this one has been redrawn again and again to stay ahead of counterfeiters. The current version hides purple and gray tints, a watermark of Lincoln himself, and a security thread that glows blue under UV light. The back carries the Lincoln Memorial, and engraved across its front are the names of the states, a detail almost no one notices at the size it's printed. Older 5s showed the memorial stone facade in fine enough detail that you could read those state names with a magnifier right there on the money. There's one more quiet fact here. Lincoln sits on the 5, but every single person we've met so far, Washington, Jefferson, Lincoln, was a president. The next man was not. The $10 bill. Alexander Hamilton, and no, he was never president. He was the first Secretary of the Treasury, the man who built the American financial system from nothing. Fitting, then, that he's the face guarding one of its bills. He's one of only 2 non-presidents on regular U.S. paper money today. Hold that thought. You'll meet the other one near the end. Hamilton has been on the 10 since 1928. In 2015, the Treasury nearly replaced him. Plans were announced to put a woman on the 10. Public backlash, fueled partly by the musical Hamilton, reversed the decision, and he stayed. The current 10 is the most colorful bill in your wallet. Washes of orange, yellow, and red, built to fight counterfeiting. Tilt it, and a security thread reading USA 10 glows orange under UV. The back shows the U.S. Treasury building, the very institution Hamilton created. One face down, one non-president still to come, and he's on the most famous bill of them all, the $20 bill, the workhorse of American cash. It's the bill the ATMs are stocked with, the one that changes hands more than almost any other. On the front, Andrew Jackson, the 7th president, there since 1928. And Jackson is the center of the longest-running fight over any American bill. Back in 2016, the Treasury announced Harriet Tubman would replace him, the abolitionist who escaped slavery and led dozens of others to freedom. It would have been the first woman on U.S. paper money in over a century, and the first Black American ever. The redesign stalled for years under political pressure, was revived, and as of now, the Tubman 20 is still in development. Delayed, but not dead. There's an irony baked into the debate. Jackson distrusted paper money itself. He fought to abolish the national bank and ended up on the most used note in the country, the $50 bill, the one nobody seems to want. Cashiers eye it with suspicion. Some businesses won't take it, and it's tangled up in an odd bit of gambler's superstition. Plenty of casino regulars refuse to touch a 50, calling it bad luck. No one fully knows why the stigma stuck. On the front, Ulysses S. Grant, Civil War general turned president. And here's the twist that trips people up. Most assume it's a founding father up there, or even confuse Grant with the man on the 100. The back shows the U.S. Capitol. Fewer of these are printed than almost any other bill, which is exactly why it feels unfamiliar in your hand. The $100 bill. And there he is, the second non-president, Benjamin Franklin. Inventor, diplomat, founding father, and the only man on current U.S. paper money who never sat in the Oval Office and never served in the military. He earned his place with a pen, not a title. The 100 is the heavyweight. More total value is held in $100 bills than in any other American note. And here's the strange part. Most of them aren't even in America. An estimated 2/3 of all hundreds circulate overseas, hoarded abroad as a stable store of value, where local money can't be trusted. It's also the most counterfeited U.S. bill in the world, which is why it's the most heavily armored. The 2013 redesign added a blue 3D security ribbon woven into the paper, a color-shifting bell in an inkwell, and a Liberty Bell that appears and vanishes as you tilt it. On the back, Independence Hall, where both the Declaration and the Constitution were signed. That's every bill in your wallet today. But the dollar didn't stop at 100, not even close. There's one more, but it's not in your wallet, and it hasn't been for a long time. The $500 bill. It was real, and it was legal tender. On the front, William McKinley, the 25th president, a face you'll almost never see on money. But the 500 was never meant for groceries. It was a bill for banks, used to move large sums between institutions back before wire transfers existed. An ordinary person could go their whole life without ever holding one. Then in 1969, the government killed it, officially for low use, unofficially because big bills had become the currency of crime. Easy to move, hard to trace. A genuine 500 today can be worth well over $1,000 to collectors. But here's the thing. The 500 wasn't the biggest, not even close. One bill above it was never meant for the public at all. That's the next video.